last sitting, I finished up the back of the head. I didn't really give you any close-ups on that, so... Okay. A few more close-ups on the rest of the head after I've done the first pass. You can see how the feathers radiate the same from side to side. That's achieved by using those reference pencil lines that I had put on there, so I don't lose sight of that. So I'm going to have to switch over to my spear tip to get underneath the bill. It's going to enable me to reach underneath and burn in areas that are going to be otherwise very difficult to get into. So, as usual, I need to test out my wood burner's heat. You can see the spear tip that I'm using. It's sharpened on both sides. Also, I've had to replace the foam grips. They get hard and stiff with age, and I like that that they're removable. I'm going to slide it down here for now, but a little bit later on I think I'll end up having to push it back so that I can have a better grip. Oh, that's pretty hot. So I'm going to turn it down. When you char wood as you burn, it seals the surface, and it's not the same absorbency than if you hadn't burned it. So you can see I can't control the spear tip quite as well as I did the medium skew with the rounded heel. It's still a little dark. Turning it down a little further. I think this will be good. So what I'm trying to do is get in to the underneath, and in areas such as this, quite often I have to do it backwards. For now, I'm just going to get my initial lines where the feathers meet the lower mandible. Still want to stay accurate in your feather flow. I'm actually just going to do this upside down on this side because I just can't get in there. Now I'm going to make these lines, and then I'll come back and I'll add the little twist at the end of the barb that I would normally do when I was pulling it with the feather flow. But since I can't get in there, have no other option but to do it backwards, just to get in and break it up. I know it's very difficult to see in this tight area. Just breaking up the texture into longer lines, and then I'll come back and shorten up those lines. This is part of the being innovative. That's necessary to get past certain steps that are almost impossible to achieve. And because I'm pulling backwards instead of the direction that I actually textured in, carved in, it's going to have a little bit of a different look to it. And so, I'm going to have to go back and correct that once I get this first pass laid in. The spear tip works really well because it's got a blade on both sides, and the point lets me reach into the tiniest areas, deepest areas. I also have a Detail Master spear tip. I use an adapter to plug that huge huge jack that they used. There's an adapter you can use, so you can use a wood burner that doesn't have that same kind of jack set up. But the Detail Master is about this long, so I could get in behind, say, the loon chick's head and in areas I wouldn't have been able to reach otherwise. So I can push with the point when I need to, especially when I'm ending these head feathers as they meet the breast and neck areas. Sometimes it's like standing on your head, is what I always say, trying to get in to certain areas. I'm always happy when I finish an area like this. It can be very tiring, taxing. It'll be much easier to come in at the right direction with the spear tip and put the little twist in to end the barbs. So right now it just looks like a bunch of longer lines going in the right direction, but it's not complete yet. You can even see the grain lines under here. Okay. You have to think upside down and backwards when you're doing your wood burning like this to get into a tight area. You want your burning to be even coloration everywhere. If it's a little bit lighter somewhere, you probably didn't pull as many strokes in that area. So you might want to go back and even things out, catch it up to the other area. So not only burning evenly from side to side, but also in my depth and coloration and heat. Okay. So now that I've added that texture in, I want to come back in and just shorten off some of these lines a little bit so that they're not super long and they will look more like individual feather barbs. And just come in at an angle from both sides and those longer lines, just shorter ones. It begins to look like the rest of the head that was burned the other way.